Welcome to the Sports Betting Preview Show, a pregame.com podcast. I'm Marco D'Angelo, your host, joined by Vegas Runner. We're going to discuss Western Conference Finals, LA Lakers, Phoenix Suns. Now, we're taping on Thursday, so Game 5 is being played tonight. We're going to set the stage, talk a little bit about, what to expect possibly in Game 5, and then moving forward for Game 6.
We're definitely going to get a Game 6.
Definitely going to get a Game 6. The question will be,
who's up 3-2 and who could close it out?
Absolutely. VR, there's been a total turnaround in the playoffs. We went through the last round, 3 of the 4 series, 4-0 sweeps. We open up the conference finals.
2-0, 2-0.
2-0, 2-0. Boston takes it to 3-0. And, then it's Game 3 for the Lakers series. Looked like we were looking at a repeat. It looks like we were going to go to the NBA Finals with 2 teams rolling in on, 8-game winning streaks. And it's not happening.
No, Phoenix definitely turned this around when they went back home. And more importantly, they seem confident now. Because when they left L.A., they were anything but confident. I mean, even their star players weren't vocal. Where now you're hearing Amari, stepping up. And you're hearing guys, talking a little more.
Well, Stoudemire just got ripped. I mean, everybody ripped him for the first 2 games. And to his credit, he showed up in Game 3.
Absolutely.
Putting down 42 points. I mean, he was a man-child in that game.
Absolutely.
But going forward from that in Game 3, like you said, they left L.A. not, with confidence, a little bit shaken. But really, I don't know how you looked at the 2 games in L.A. Phoenix played, I felt, okay, except they'd have that one crucial stretch in the game where the Lakers made the run and extended the game. Because Game 1, Lakers shoot 62% from the floor first half, and yet only took a 7-point lead into the locker room.
Exactly, and that's what we talked about in last week's podcast, that when a team was hitting shots like the Lakers were, and they ended that game shooting 57, 58% from the field. I mean, they were shooting 50, 55% from the three-point line in both games combined average. When a team's shooting like that, it's very hard to beat them, especially on their own floor, and especially when home teams seem to be getting all the calls go their way. What I was more impressed about Phoenix was how they weren't afraid to change the way they were going to beat the Lakers. In other words, what we're doing is not working, fellas. Now, we could either stick to what we're doing and see if we could change the outcome, or change what we're doing to change the outcome. And they switched from the man-to-man coverage to the zone defense, and the Lakers had no answers. I mean, I was surprised more in Game 4, because Game 3 was a surprise. And in today's NBA, you don't expect to see zone coverage from start to finish. And you definitely don't expect to see it in the playoffs. I don't remember any playoffs where teams played zone defense throughout an entire game. I don't know if you do. I don't remember ever hearing about that. And in fact, they just instituted a few years ago that you could play zone defense in the NBA. So, I mean, it's unheard of. So I could see the Lakers getting caught off guard in Game 3. Suns defending their home court, getting that one win. That wasn't surprising to me. Game 4 was more surprising. I had the Phoenix Suns in Game 4, so I'm not saying I didn't see that happening, but I was surprised at how the Lakers still had no answers to attack that zone. Players were nowhere to be found in position. They weren't able to swing the ball around. They weren't able to penetrate to try to break the zone. It seemed like they had no answers, and they were getting frustrated with each other. And what's interesting is tonight, is the chemistry going to be back for the Lakers, or are they going to be as confused as they were in Game 3 and 4 and start playing the blame game?
Well, here's my take on things. Let's backtrack for a second in moving from Game 3 to Game 4. The public listens to the announcers, and the announcers, they talk, the talking heads on TV after the game, they talk. all that was talked about after Game 3 was the disparity in foul shots for the Suns. So everybody looks and, they say, all right, the NBA got Phoenix the win. The referees got them the win, 19 extra foul shots. That was the difference in the ball game. Lakers are going to win Game 4. Phoenix wins Game 3. They open up as a 1.5, 2-point favorite in Game 3. It went to a pick on that game. But then moving to Game 4, they make the Lakers the favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, the public buys in, drives the Lakers to 2.
2-point favorite, yeah.
And at one point, it was even 2.5 here in town at stations. As soon as I saw it pop to 2.5, I grabbed it at 2.5 at stations. But it's a situation that the public just fell in love with what they saw. And nobody expected Phoenix to win Game 4. Phoenix came out, they played their game because they got confidence in Game 1. That's the thing I say all the time. Doesn't matter how you win. I love teams that win ugly because there's value in that team in the next game.
Yeah, of course.
Because the public looks at it and they say, it was a lucky win.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have won.
If they play like that again, they're not going to get the win.
Right. And there was great value there. They evened the series. And the other point that you made is the Lakers didn't make any adjustments.
Nothing.
They didn't know what was coming and they didn't know how to adjust to it. Again, that goes back to the theory of, the zigzag and revenge type things. The team that everything's going right, what do you change? The team that it's not going right, that's the team that's got to make the adjustments.
And they were willing to. We don't see teams do that all the time. Some teams, they say, we're going to stick to what we do. Like in football, we're going to run, we're going to run. Sometimes you're up against a defensive line and linebackers that you can't run against. So, why keep hitting your head against the wall? Bite your pride and switch it up. And I think Phoenix did that. And I think it was the Lakers whose ego got the best of them, as if, okay, they just surprised us in Game 3. We know what to do. We'll be fine. They were even joking, when they went to Kobe's locker room or after at the press conference and they asked him about the zone, and he started saying, I don't know what we're going to do now. Yeah. We're done. We're finished. Yeah. That's, his exact words were, we're finished. So I think their ego got in the way of, we don't have to worry about that zone. They caught us on surprise. They were at home. They got to the line 40, 50 times. Refs gave them the game. Let's get them. And the Suns brought it in Game 4 again. So I'm interested to see tonight.
Tonight's game
is so huge. All Game 5s are pivotal when you're tied 2-2.
Right.
But
the team that wins Game 5 goes on to win the series.
And I'm interested as far as from a betting perspective, because for us, this point spread is the great equalizer. You could win the series and not cover another game the rest of the way, on how Phil Jackson and the LA Lakers approach it. And what kind of adjustments did they make? Because if they come out tonight and make a statement game and blow Phoenix away, then they got their confidence back. If Phoenix makes a game of it, now they travel back home. They think they could take it to 7 games, and the Lakers are going to have to bring their A game big time in Phoenix.
I'm a situational handicapper, and obviously, I can't say what the situation's going to be here. But if tonight's game plays out a certain way, Marco's going to have a monster play come Game 6 if the right thing happens tonight.
So are you hoping for a blowout tonight or a close game?
Can't tell you that.
Okay.
This is
a blowout by who?
Okay, but we'll set it up and.
No, it's going to be great. I mean, any way you look at it, if Phoenix wins tonight outright, then they could close it out at home, and all the pressure's on the Lakers. If the Lakers win tonight, then it sets up, do you really want a Game 7?
Yeah.
Do you want to give this team an opportunity? So, I mean, it's awesome, man. It's a great game.
Got to wrap it up. Enjoy the Western Conference Finals. He's Vegas Runner. I'm Marco D'Angelo. Remember, you can always check out all of our podcasts at iTunes. Just search for pregame.com. You can download and listen at any time. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with another segment.